Hello, IK here. Welcome to Proxy Array Proxy Object. Here was my error in this application of e-commerce in category slice. I didn't complete learn Express and the Express application, and I was surprised when category update didn't work. Category update didn't work, and I was surprised with here it is, with the proxy array. Here it is, proxy array. It is 94 category slice, and proxy object, and proxy object, proxy array and proxy object. Category, I spoke about category update, and I don't know how, but I didn't simple copy departments, and what working excellent, and the error was here. Let's get see in tank fetch categories. Fetch categories, there is a return response data. Of course, here is a constant response, await, request, response, request, get. Here is add a new category. Also return response data. And here handle delete was return ID, did not return response data. And also for update must be return ID, department ID, name, description instead of return response data. And all would be okay. And the proxy would be understandable. What happened here? It is because of what give us Express server. Express server on a Node.js server, look at it. Express server here. See in categories. It is also in departments and would be in article. Categories, here it is. Categories post and categories get. Category get, categories get, look at, there is only response. And when there is, it is not response, it is a result. It is short for a result object. There is only result, because in a request object, there is nothing. We ask for all row in table categories, for entire record in table categories without conditions. It is that query who does it. And this is the result. Always, result is always what database give us. Database give us here in get request, get us all row from table categories, and nothing coming in request. Get request is like that, and we have results, and that results we attach to a response. This is response, and that results we attach. Pardon, here is a request response parameter in this arrow function, because every HTTP request response to object, but result Result is, if there is no error, we have result. Result is what coming from database. And in this situation, from database, we have all records, all categories, and results would be attached to JSON. Because of that, in response, here it is, response data coming status 200. Also JSON, coming JSON results. It all coming with response. This is a response object, response data. It is get request. Okay, let's get see post. Add new post. Here it is about post. Okay, categories. Add new categories. Here is we have request and we have results. In request, we send a title in categories. We send title. It is not title. It is name, description, department ID. Department ID is foreign key here. But separate, we have category ID, and that category ID go in address, coming with other inside of address in slice. And anything in add new post, we have also from database ID, because we send department ID, name, description, but categories ID would be, I wrong said, we send the department ID, name, description, and it go to MySQL. It is in request. And the database create category ID and must return it to result. Must return it in result. Slowly. Here it is. Here is a category ID coming from database. And because of that, we must add that result to response, and it is a result category ID equal results. You see, object results inserted ID, insert ID. We call it insert ID. And it is number what now we have category ID. Of course, department ID, name, description, it is not coming from results. It's coming from request. Request go, that data go to database, but database don't return it. It would be in proxy. It would be in proxy object or array, and Express don't receive it from MySQL. MySQL don't send it in response, only send ID. But because of ID, add new post category, there is also a return. There is also a return response data. Let's get see it. Return response data. Categories. Return response slice. Update, delete, add new category. Add new category. Look at return response data. Return response data. As here in fetch category, return response data. But after that, handle delete, there is a return ID. Here, we have await access, but we don't declare response object. Also, it is delete and it is update. Look at here. Return all fields, but not return response data. We delete declaration of response object. Delete and update. Return concrete field, because that field coming from request side. It is on request side, and it is proxy. It means it is saving, and if connection is okay, if database create what need create, delete or update, in return in response, there is only status. In response, there is only status 200, all is okay. But there is no data. We must return this manual like it is here. Like it is here. And down, when we see proxy file and okay, we now is I got back in Express for post for delete. Look at only status 204 and but there is no result. Result is dim. Here it is, because when we delete, we send ID, database delete it, and database nothing return. But from request, here it is, from request we have ID. And also slice, there is ID in slice. And we have ID and we take it, if all is okay, it was proxy. Proxy means it is saving and waiting result of error. Status error or all is okay. And status 500, or you see status 500 would be some error, status 200 or 204 would be all okay. And after that status, proxy array or proxy object would be created, waiting that result, and would be used for data to tank to dispatch action with all need fields, with all need data for change state in Redux. Okay, it is delete, and also here in update, look at ID is here. ID is here. We in delete and update, we in request is all data what need database, and database must not return nothing but okay, communication is okay, database is database does our delete or update, and the return status 204. And after that, slice take from proxy data what sent, what we send, and that data use for change immutable way changes change in Redux. And now look at in slice here, slice category slice handle delete. Look at handle delete. Okay, I go to Here it is. I want here. Look at proxy array and proxy. It is slice 94 is array and 96 is object, proxy array. 94, 96. Let's get C, 94, 96, post slice, 94, here it is. It is proxy array. State categories is proxy array. It is properties categories of object categories. It is array. State categories is array. And 96, console existing category is proxy object. Proxy object. Proxy object. Because look at a category, every category in parameter, in array categories, members, every members is object, categories is array, but inside of that array, members of that array is object. And that object category, go here in arrow, like parameter, it is find method. That object go in, and object, there is category ID, object of category. Category, every category there is ID, department ID, category ID, department ID, name, description. And if ID equal, that category ID equal ID, that object is find, would satisfy this condition. And that object, it is always, find method always return object. And that object is existing category. And when I look at, when I log here, 96, proxy say, proxy object, but here said proxy array. Here is proxy array. It means it is very, very green technology, because database don't response in response don't include what exists on request side, and it is saving resources in communication. And if communication is okay, update request side, no, there is a proxy array, proxy object, and trunk function received correct action, object action, and dispatch that object action, dispatch to reducer. It is add case. Let's get reducer for update category is here. Reducer input, there is a state and action. Look at payload. Give it is slice. It is reducer. Payload coming with all this, but it's not coming from MySQL. It's coming from Express. It is we don't need let's get, here it is, update category, put, here created proxy in update category. Pardon. Request must go to Express. Express must request data, proceed to MySQL. But back, MySQL don't send that data. Express don't need send back to Tank that data, because Tank update category send all that data. It is here, and ID is in address ID. Okay, in update category, we must send ID and all fields, department ID, name, and description, because fields can be updated, and we update and that fields and send ID here in address, and 3 fields of table, department ID, name, description. It is in Tank here in our request put, and it must go to Express. It must go to all that data must go to MySQL. MySQL changes, execute SQL query, and return all is okay, or return number status 500, there is error. Return all is okay, and it is enough that proxy array or proxy object. Here would be proxy object. It is curly brackets, you see, return object, ID, department ID, name, description. Here it is ID. It would be category ID. And return like this. And all others would be happen in reducer, in add case, in extra reducer. And we have, like we see, proxy array, we have proxy object, and reducer receive action, and reducer and our Tank function would be dispatch update category. Update category would be dispatch action object. Action object, there is a type, action type, and payload. And payload would be interact with categories, array categories, and payload in this situation update in situation update categories, update categories. We must go down in update categories. Here it is. Update categories find that object, updated object, and here explicit existing category department ID equal department ID. Name equal name, description equal description. It is immutable, it is execution directly, because it is good for us, less for typing, less type, but IMER library will create a copy of a category, copy of existing category, and create immutable immutable way mutation will create this would be created. IMR library would be created copy of this categories array, and all would be executed in category arrays. Copy of categories array, because categories is original, and we must create copy of original categories, and immutable way. It is immutable way to changes, all changes created on copy, and that new state, and new state is categories, would be new category arrays would be part of category state object in reducer category. Thank you for watching this video. The address of this application is below this video, in description of this video.